All right, we've had a really lively class so far, and we're going to take a pause from the lively interaction that I appreciate so much, just so that we can go over some Google Workspace for our personal use. And this is, think about when you sign up for a Gmail account on your own, not through the college, all the different features that we get really for free. I mean, you can figure out whether you're paying for it one way or the other, because is it really free? Google's got to pay for that. But either way, let's go through this Google Workspace. We used to just call it your Google Docs account or your Gmail account. But since Google has become such an enterprise force, they've integrated their enterprise offerings with the personal offerings. So when you sign up for a new Gmail account, which I did this morning just to go through and see, you get a Google Workspace account. It's connected to the Google Cloud Console. You get storage and calendar and contacts and notes and all of these tools all together, part of one Google account. And they have lots of reasons for that. I'm sure that one of the main reasons is you're using Gmail personally for yourself. And then when you go to work, you say, oh, well, I already know how to use Google Docs. Let's buy that, or let's get Google Meet, or whatever the tools are that you're used to. One good advantage of using something like a Gmail account and the applications that are combined is that you sort of like one login gets you everything. Well, you log in a Gmail on your phone, you get your email and your docs and your contacts and your calendars. You log into Gmail on your laptop, you get all of those same things, all synchronized. So we'll start with Drive. We talked about cloud storage last week extensively. So remember, this is your hard drive in the cloud or your filing cabinet. I have to explain files and filing cabinets to the young people, so maybe this class will understand. And that way you can log into any of your devices and access any of the files that you elected to put into the cloud. Really great when you're working with a team or other people to share things. For example, in my bands, we always have a shared folder of all the music for the upcoming performances. So we'll have a shared folder, oftentimes in Google Drive or some other cloud provider, and then it's just easy to manage. So then we'll look at docs and sheets and slides. This is our productivity, our classic productivity software. So word processing, you want to write letters. You probably don't need resumes, but you want to make notes. You want to have something that you're going to print out on the printer and send to people, or you want to fill out documents that works on your computer locally in your web browser. It's stored in the Google account in the cloud, and you can access it from your other devices. This is the main benefit of having these on your Google account, is that you can go to your desktop, open up your desktop, and your Google Docs are there. You can go to your phone, whether it's iPhone or Android, and it's there. You can pick up your laptop. You could be on a Mac, or you could have a brand new Lenovo Yoga laptop that we were just talking about earlier. Log into Google, and there's all of your documents. There are all of your spreadsheets. There are all of your slideshow presentations if you use those. They automatically save. They automatically keep a version history, so you can go in and say, oh, there was something I had there last week. Let me go back and see, where's that change? So it's very convenient. Of course, if you don't have internet, none of this works, but most of us have internet most of the time. And then another, I think it's the key benefit, especially for my clients, when we set them up with Google Workspace on the professional side, having multiple people be able to work on a folder full of documents together or working on the documents at the same time is really great. It's good for students in college also, for them to be able to work on things together. Maybe they're on the phone. We don't, when we say on the phone, we don't mean actually on the phone. We mean they're probably on FaceTime, or they're on some other app together that they use. Discord is a common one. and they have voice open, but then they might have the Google Doc and they're all in there together working on it. You can do this with a bridge club, or maybe you have a group of friends that are putting together ideas for lunches or parties or whatever. You can share that one document with your friend or somebody that you're working with on something. They can access that one document, but that doesn't mean they have access to all of your documents. So it's really nice for a, I don't know, grocery list or trips or something like that. A reunion, get a big reunion together and have 5 people working on the document and everybody has their own part to work on. That's pretty neat. Gmail has become kind of a de facto in the tech world. Gmail and Google behind it really pushes email security almost as far as we can get today without changing something, without having everybody go to Proton Mail. Gmail's doing a really good job of verifying that an email from Gmail is from Gmail, that on the back end, on the DNS side, those are set up correctly, that spam is going to spam as much as possible. And then they're also integrating AI options. So it maybe you like it, maybe you don't. I turn it all off. It usually is pretty bad, but some people tell me they like these AI smart compose where they start typing and Google can recommend the rest of the sentence or the paragraph. You can integrate your calendar as well. So you get your upcoming calendar, your regular calendar, your birthday calendar. You can share that with people. I find that in a household, it's often good to have a shared calendar of things that people in the household might do together. And then within a community, it's good to have a shared calendar so you can have events. Let's say there's a particular clubhouse that everybody wants to go and rent or check out. And so you could see what's available there, or a club. And you can have all those calendars together inside one Google Calendar on your Gmail account, on your Google account, that synchronizes with your phone and your tablet and your laptop and your desktop. And even your watch, if you have a smart watch, you can get those calendar notifications. Ding, ECIM 502 in 15 minutes, log on to Zoom. So those are pretty fun. And we've had this for a long time, but Google keeps expanding the features for us, especially with the advent of AI. Now, you may not be using Google Meet and Google Chat, but they're built right into the Gmail account. When you log into the web, they're right there. You can turn them on or off if you want them. Google Meet is kind of like using Zoom or FaceTime. You just Google Meet with somebody and you can share documents, and they have some various controls. I don't think it's as good as Zoom is for purposes of a classroom meeting or what we're doing, but it's certainly fine for one-off and for personal use. Google Meet's great. It's built in. Google Chat is a decent replacement for other chat that you might use. Like maybe you want to use the Zoom chat with friends, or you might use Slack. I don't know if anybody in this class is using Slack, but it's pretty common in business now. Or Teams, you might have heard of those, or Discord. So instead of those other tools, if everybody has Gmail, you can just use Google Chat, just built in. It's easy. And it integrates right there on Gmail and in the calendar and whatnot. So Google, and I think all the companies in Silicon Valley are just pouring a ton of capital into their data centers and their AI, artificial intelligence offerings that are backed by these large language models, custom hardware, massive data centers. And Gemini is the AI from Google Workspace. Gemini is, I mean, I really like it. I think it's a fantastic assistant to have. They give you the chat. So if you're in your Google account and you click on the little grid of dots up there, you can open up Gemini and chat with it. You can drag in documents, PDFs, pictures. It will generate pictures for you. You can ask it to look at a bunch of data on a file and then say, tell me some things about it, or create some graphs for me so I can see this or that. It's powerful, even just the free version, but they've also integrated this into with your Gmail, with Docs. They've integrated it into every aspect now, which may be annoying. I think it's annoying to see AI summary every time I try to go to Drive when I'm just trying to get a file. But, we're in the growing pains here. It's possible to have Gemini write that draft of an email for you, and then you go in and make it good, make it sound like you, and then you can go back through and say, hey, check for any typos, and let me know if I've included all this information or something. There's a lot of possibility as things change almost weekly in the AI world, sometimes daily. And after the presentation, Annie, we'll go through some of the settings in my own Gmail account, which I won't put on YouTube here, just to see where we can turn things off and on. So I sort of have that over on the left-hand side ready to go through. So I'll keep a note of that. Google also gives us an amazing research assistant called Notebook LM. And Notebook LM we'll spend some time with later in the semester with both Gemini and Notebook LM. But this is a complete dedicated app within your Google account where you can give it documentation. Let's say you give it a 200-page PDF. You can ask it questions about the PDF, and it will only answer based on the information that you gave it. You can give it a series of, let's say, websites. You say, oh, I want information that's only from these 10 specific websites or books. And then you can ask it questions about that. You can have it go through and find, oh, what page or what link is this specified. It also creates this fun audio overview, like a podcast style audio overview, and it will create a AI generated video, which I think I had the Notebook LM create a passkeys AI overview, and it's just fantastic. I'll be sharing that with you later on also. I go back to it thinking, that came from my notes. It's so good. Definitely worth your time to play with a little bit. And of course, Google is spending a lot of capital on security. I mean, they might be spending the most on security. They have Chrome, which has taken over as the industry standard browser. So they spend a lot of time and money on Chrome. They have Android, which is the most popular operating system in the world. More people use it than any other operating system. So they spend a lot of time and money on Android and all the Google offerings. So you can feel that. I think it's okay to feel, if you've done some due diligence, if you've turned on two factor, if you enable passkeys, you can feel that you're in as secure a position as far as your data protection goes as you can. There's no promise of privacy. Of course, Google's an advertising company, and they have to make their money somehow. So uh, they're making their, what was it, $40 billion on the last quarter. They have to make it from selling ads or something, but it's probably not coming from their Google One subscriptions at this point. But of course, it's a big company, so it's hard to track that down. As users, though, I think what we get for Gmail is pretty fantastic. And they even let you have multiple Gmail accounts. So we can even have dedicated Gmail accounts. I've had a Gmail account since it launched, I think 2005. You had to get a special code from web forums. And just some tips to get you started. One, you don't have to write everything from scratch. You can go into Gemini and say, make a template for me for this thing that I'm doing, and then it'll just create it for you, and you can start from there. You can organize your Google Drive with folders and shortcuts. There's lots of ways to do it. And most importantly, within Gmail, you can set it up so if you have a bunch of newsletters, and I do this in my own mail client, I have a newsletters category. And as newsletters come in, I say, oh, that's a newsletter, put it over here. Or, oh, that's this thing, put it over here. So it helps keep my email a little organized, especially when there's so much of it. And then if you are going to be using the Google Workspace ecosystem, then you might consider using some of the mobile apps. For instance, once you have the YouTube app installed on your phone or the Gmail app installed on your phone, when you go to log in on another computer, it might ask you, oh, do you want to verify on your YouTube app? And you open that up and it'll give you a pop up rather than having to type in codes and do all that extra. Um, Google is doing a lot on the back end also. I managed to not only create a new Gmail account today, but I think it's been permanently locked out and banned. So maybe I'll find out tomorrow if I have to make another new Gmail account. We'll see. So, Google Workspace for this week, it really gives us a lot to work with that we could use or not use. And yeah, it's drive.google.com is fine. You can go into your account. This is what I'll do in the rest of our lab time. We'll go into the Google account and look at some of the security settings and some of the AI features you can turn off and on within Gmail. So I forgot my thank you slide this week, so I'll say thank you here, and I'm going to stop the recording now.